So today's video is my undergraduate architectural portfolio, so let's get started. So this is the content page. It's very simple. I do have about 7 sections, so it's 6 projects and the 7th one being sketches, model making, my technical drawings. At first, you might think that 6 projects is a lot, but it's only the first 3 projects that are in detail, and then the last 3 are more like a spread or 2 to keep the portfolio concise. So this is the first page of the Monmouth Tower Masterplan, which is my graduation project. So we had to design a master plan and also a tower. So I won't talk too much about the actual design because I will be uploading a video where I explain to you the whole process. The layout of the portfolio is really clean and simple. So on the right side, it's always mainly a large image, and then on the left side is a combination of a few images. On the right side now is the master plan that I designed, and then on the left is my opportunities and constraint diagrams and a few perspectives of the master plan. This is the next page of the portfolio, which is all of the plans for the Monmouth Tower. On the left side now is the large image, which is the ground floor plan, and then all of the plans on the right side of the tower. The next page is on the right side is the section for the tower, and then on the left side is the concept development diagram and how I came up with the form. That video will be up on how to do your concept form development diagrams in Illustrator. You guys have requested it for so long. I'm finally doing it for you. Now the next page is a perspective of the tower, and then on the left side is a few zoomed in plans of the hotel rooms and also the office layout. And then at the bottom I have a few renders of the hotel rooms. The render on the right is something I'm very proud of. I haven't done anything like it before. I feel like it could do with a bit more work maybe, but for now I'm really happy with it. So now our interior perspectives of the Monmouth Tower. So again, a large image on the right side and then 2 images on the left side. So these are all perspectives showing the atrium space in different angles. I absolutely love this project. You guys have seen a lot of it on this channel, so I'll keep this brief. We have the large perspective on the right side and then the concept form development on the left, which I've already uploaded for you guys. If you're interested, I'll have it linked in the card for you to check out. The next page is the site plan, which is on the right side. I've also uploaded this one, I think, so you can definitely watch this. And then on the left side is 2 of the perspectives that I did, so one of the approach and one of the workshop space. So as you can see, a lot of the pages on the left different depending on what images I want to put in, but the right side is always constant, is always a large image. On the left page there's a lot of white space. It makes the portfolio appear more editorial, more clean and professional, which I really loved that way, and I would recommend you guys do the same. The page after that is just an image of the perspective with the section on top of it, and then on the left is just an axonometric of all of the plans together. So now this is kind of a different layout. It's for the City of 17 Shards, which is my urban project in my 2nd year. So I've done those specifically for the portfolio because the one that I had before wasn't that great. Because I've been working on the tower, I feel like my SketchUp skills have improved and I've been using Enscape, so I tried to rebuild everything. And I really like how I did the buildings and the master plans. First I was adding materials like glass and timber. Didn't make sense because it's just a concept master plan, so the more detail that I added to the building, the more it didn't make sense. This way it just keeps it abstract. I think this is a great way if you're doing master plans and you want to render your concept buildings. So on the left is my large diagram, so this is more abstract about the site, and then on the bottom is the site section, and then on the right side is all of the site analysis that I've done. I feel like there is a balance between these 2 sheets because there's a rectangle that goes at the bottom, which is the long section on the left, and then the rectangle again on the other page, which are those zoomed in site analysis, but then on the top page is more of an abstract diagram. The next page now is my master plan on the right and then my opportunities and constraints on the left. I always like to put my opportunities and constraints with my master plan in the same spread, because that way you can see the ideas and thoughts behind the master plan, but then you can also see the final plan. And I do like how there is a beige color over the context on the master plan, because that makes that page more like an image instead of it being all white. I think that slight shade difference is really important because it establishes each page on its own. Maybe consider that when you're doing your next portfolio pages. This is a spread for Chart 0, the gateway buildings. The image on the right is supposed to be a perspective of Chart 0, which is that building, but I just realized that it would have taken me so long to actually build that thing, and I was submitting this portfolio for something else at the time, so I just didn't have the time. But now looking back, I do think that I am happier without it, because the master plan has so many nice features and canals and pathways that I want to showcase in the portfolio as well, so that way it's a win-win. On the left is the ground floor plan of Chart 0 with its simple concept form development, really simple in a plan view, and then two perspectives on the left that are really also very simple to make. Those were just done in Photoshop, like with no models or anything like that. The next page is the rest of the floor plans, as well as also some zoomed in layouts of the different apartments that I have, and those are at a larger scale and rendered. So if you're doing anything like that, like an apartment block or a hotel where you have different layouts, it's always nice to show that layout zoomed in and show that rendered with all of the materials and finishes. On the right side is 2 elevations and 2 sections. I think my favorite part of renderings is always the elevations and sections, because there's so much detail into them and I just love rendering them. This spread is for canal side housing. Can you imagine, in one semester we had to design a master plan as well as 2 building typologies, so the canal side housing and the gateway or Chart 0 building, which was insane to do all in one semester. Like, I'm just glad that it's over. Now the next page is the floor plans on the left side and then my elevations and sections on the right side. The page on the right kind of annoys me a little bit because I always like the building to be aligned. Does it annoy anybody else, or does it just annoy me that they're not aligned? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I don't think you guys have seen much of this project on the channel because personal issues. I was very behind on this project. And then the next page is 2 elevations and then the rest of the plans on the left. So this project doesn't have any perspectives because I am not even joking, I created perspectives in less than 5 minutes and I submitted it. So they're not good. Like, they're not supposed to be on a portfolio, so I'm just gonna hide them away so that no one ever sees them. And that is just the reality of making portfolios and architectural projects. You might like everything, and then on the other hand, in some projects you don't like a few aspects, or maybe you don't like the whole project, but it's okay. If you don't like the project, don't add them to your portfolio. It's as easy as that. The next project is Zero Carbon. The reason why I decided to add this spread is only because it's different from all of the other projects that I did, and this one was about zero carbon, sustainability, and different units, so I wanted to show that. But I didn't add any sections or perspectives because, as I said, I wanted to keep the portfolio brief, and I feel like at this point the employer might already know that I'm good at perspectives, that I'm good at Photoshop and things like that, so he doesn't need to see more sections and elevations. Shelter of a Rock, which is my favorite project. This holds such a special place in my heart because I've worked so hard to get to that design and I couldn't be happier with the result. I love the plans, I love the sections. And by the way, I just remembered, if you are wondering about the dimensions of the portfolio, it is a square. It's an A3 square. I just love squares because I feel like it's a pure form. Now I've done a section about technical drawing, so on the left side is a technical section for my theater project, which was behind the curtains, and then on the right is for the zero carbon. I'm really happy with how both came out, especially the one on the right, because it was a SIPS construction and I felt like all of the information were available online and I could just apply it to my own design, so I'm really happy with it. On the left side, because it's such a complex project, I feel like there's some areas that might not be 100% accurate construction wise, but I've tried my best and I've done it to the best of my knowledge and abilities, so that will just have to be enough. So the next slide is technical plans for renovation, and then on the right is a new build section with some construction details. This isn't my design, it was just like a project that we had to do to learn how to draw technical sections and technical plans. And I really wanted to add this specifically because I've received such a good grade on them, and I feel like these are the most accurate because it's, in the end, it's such a simple construction. If the employer sees my first two and they're like, we've got some poor construction methods, and then he sees the second one and he's like, okay, we might be wrong, she does know construction. It's all about balance, you guys. The last few pages are about hand rendering and hand sketching, so these are the same and I haven't changed them since my previous portfolio. And then on the left side we have two hand rendered images, so one is an old door and then the other one is a shop front from Paris, and then plans and sections and markers. So this one was a project when I was back in Saudi. We had a course on hand rendering and using markers and ink and different colored pencils. So this is just a page also that holds a special place in my heart because they were such a long time ago and they bring back so many memories. And then the last page is just a few images of my model making on the left. So we have 3 images. I have loads of pictures of my model making, but I don't know, I didn't want it to feel like a grid and I didn't want to add too many images. Do you guys think that this is enough or should I add more images? And then the last page is just explaining my channel, what I do, my passion, and also just a few thumbnail images and some statistics. Like, I was really shocked when I saw that this channel has about 2.5 almost million views. Like, it's so crazy. 2.5 million people saw my video. That is so crazy. Thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone that subscribed, that leaves a like, that leaves a comment, because that really helps and I really appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much for all of your support. I hope you guys found this video helpful and maybe inspiring, maybe entertaining. Let me know how your portfolios are going and all of the job search. I love you guys so much. I'm Rashururu and I will see you next time.